Hello everybody and welcome back to SkySaga Alpha 5. We are over here with the community quest vendor because it is time for another community quest episode. So this week's community quest is to kill a whole bunch of corrupted bandits. Now, corrupted bandits might be something that you're having trouble finding. This is because these two words are actually the same thing. So corrupted and bandits are the same word, but just from two different alphas. So anything that has the corrupted tag now used to be called a bandit back in alpha 4.5 and lower. So whenever you see corrupted looter, that was a bandit looter in earlier editions. So the devs have added this so that people, both new and old, know exactly what they're talking about. So any mob titled corrupted is going to be the ones you want to kill for this challenge. Now, as you can see, I've already killed a few of these, and we're going to run through how I did this and how I got up to this number. And I did all of that in one adventure, which is really not too hard to do. And this was just me doing a little bit of a test run, so you can definitely get more in one adventure. Now, last time around, I had a request to see the rewards for this thing. So from here at the moment, my current reward is 100 knots and 10 aquanite ore. The very first reward is 100 knots, sitting at 20 kills. And then this reward is at 40 kills. And then the next reward at 60 kills is 200 knots, 10 aquanite, and 8 sunsteel plate. So that's where we're up to now. Before the end of the episode, I will finish this off and show you if there is a reward after this. I'm not sure. If there is, we'll show you that as well. Now, also, I'll have a quick look down here. So there is a brand new sigil that is going to come in. This is the Golden Axe sigil, and there is also a Lawbringer title scroll for first place. However, first place is currently quite high. We're up at 2,000 from memory. Let's see. Yes, 2,050 at the time of recording. And of course, down here in the quest progression, we haven't got all of this unlocked yet, but we're getting 10 wormwood planks, and then there'll be rose iron ore coming in here. My guess is that there's going to be bombs, and then a recipe in here as well, and then potentially the axe all the way at 50,000 down the bottom here. But that's just a prediction. We'll see how that goes as the week drags on. So, how do we go about doing this? If we go into my inventory, we'll see what we need for this thing. So first of all, you want a medium green keystone. So medium greens are the best place to find these guys because, like I said, anything that bears a tag corrupted is going to count towards this quest, which means that you really want to be killing corrupted looters and corrupted cutpurses because those are the easiest mobs in this category to kill. So going into a medium green, we're going to find some of those, whereas if you go into a hard green, you're probably more likely to find the corrupted knaves and the bigger, larger corrupted enemies, which you really don't want to be facing, especially as they're only going to count for one kill in this. So what I've also got here is I've got some extra stone. This is just as a maybe. You can use this to set up little traps and things around the place, or even just put up kind of sissy bars or helper bars around a spawn area so that you don't have to keep taking damage from these guys. I've also got a few extra weapons. These are in various states of disrepair, but I'm not going to be spending too long in World. This is just to show you that you are going to be killing a lot of stuff in World because that's what you're there for. So make sure you take enough weaponry to be able to do all of that. And then finally, whatever gear you would usually bring on an adventure. I don't have any food with me, but that is definitely something that I would usually put in here. So once you've got all this stuff ready to go, you should head out into your medium green. So here we are in the green world. Now, what you want to do immediately after spawning in is find the secondary locations around here, because the secondary locations have a higher chance of containing the corrupted mobs. So here we go. This one here is the windmill, and we've got a corrupted hunter. Now, these places can spawn with the corrupted guys or the tainted guys in them. So you have a chance, and only a chance, of finding the corrupted mobs. But considering you've got a couple of spawns per level, you have a good chance of finding at least a few of them in each level. The cool thing about this though is that when you kill these guys off, you know exactly where they are and you can run away and come back here. You can go out, find the other location, and then when you come back here later on, they will have all respawned. This one's not the best for this because there's only a couple in here. However, if you find the outpost, which is the one where they have wolves kind of stuck in cages around the edge, there's usually 10 or so corrupted guys in the middle of that. So I'm going to keep going and find the other location here and see what it's got inside it. So I've got really quite lucky with this spawn, because this here is a secondary location for this map, and this is a deep low delve, and as evidenced by the corrupted looter wandering around, this guy is full of corrupted enemies, which is going to be perfect for my needs. Now, the reason I like this a lot is because these things are usually quite long and quite windy and will have a lot of spawns happen inside them. So if I kill all the guys out of here and run all the way back out, potentially go across to the Sunblade, kill everything in there and come back, everybody that was in here originally will have respawned. Which means if I keep running this thing over and over again, I'm going to get 10 plus each run through, and I'm going to get quite a lot of these guys spawning and then being able to kill them, which means I'll be able to move quite a lot further forwards in the community quest. So let's just kind of run through this place and take all these guys on. The big thing that I will note here is that you don't want to take on the boss at the end of this place. Maybe the first time you run through here, you want to take on the larger enemy right at the very end and clear out the chest, but once you've done that once, there is no need to do it again, and in fact it is just detrimental to your health, basically. So once you've run through this thing once and killed out everything and cleared out all the chests, you just want to use the blocks that I said you should bring with you and bar the door across that guy's entranceway, because that way you don't have to kill him every time you come back in, and it just saves you a lot of trouble for getting that one kill, which is not really worth all the effort that you're going to put into it. So as you can see here, I've been killing quite a few of these guys as we've talked. Now this is another big problem that can happen with this place, is that it can get flooded. Now if you do have a flooded one, you're just probably going to have to bar off the door and not worry about it for the point that it is flooded. So here we go, this is the end, I'm pretty sure. If we head down here, nope, this is just another cave. Okay, so I'm going to go back out of here and bar off the door that isn't flooded. So now that you have gone through and killed everything in there and come all the way back out, you basically now just need to wait for the rest of the enemies to respawn. Now while we're doing that, I just want to talk a little bit about the primary locations in these worlds. So there's only a few of them that will actually spawn, or have a chance of spawning the corrupted enemies. Now the village crypt is actually one of them, but the rest of them, so stuff like SkySaga Castle and the Emberwolf's Lair, don't have a chance of spawning in the corrupted enemies. So if you do want to go for something that might potentially have corrupted enemies in it, you can go for the village crypt. This will sometimes spawn in tainted enemies, so you need to be very careful about that, and just know that you're not always going to get the corrupted enemies out of it. However, this one here is actually a really good spawn for all of this, because I've now got two long, windy maze-like pathways that are going to spawn in corrupted enemies. So I can run down here, kill off all of the corrupted guys in this one, and then of course kill off all the ones back in the deep low delve, because by the time I've run through here once and killed everything off, everything in the deep low delve is going to have respawned. So of course, the other thing you can do is you could use the blocks that I was talking about earlier to set up tiny little cages or partition areas off inside each adventure, so that you can then have a bit of an easier time of going through and killing all of these guys. Not that it is terribly difficult to kill off the smaller corrupted guys in just free hand-to-hand combat, especially if you're taking them on one or two at a time and you have a scimitar or a falchion like I do. So this one has been quite a short little adventure, and if we go over here into the boss room, you'll see that there are a couple of little guys and then also an invisible big guy. Now the invisible big guy is going to count towards the quest, but he's going to take a lot more effort to take down. So from this point on, after I've cleared this guy out and taken the stuff from the chest, I'm just going to want to put a bar across here to stop me from ever coming back into this part of the quest. So, now that that guy is dead and I have looted the chest at the end here, now there are a couple of options that I can do for this one particular map. So, because I know where the spawn location is in here, we could just block this guy off from spawning. Now, the easiest way to do that is, see these little 3x3 areas? We would just want to build up a small little cage which is 2 high off the ground like this and is 5 wide, and then we have the bars coming down the side here, so the internal area is 3x3. Now we're just going to build these bars up just very quickly, and then you put bars across the sides to make the area 3x3, and then the main guy is going to spawn inside here, and if you don't kill him, he's just going to keep sitting there over and over and over again, and you don't have to worry about him respawning or getting outside this cage in any way. And then that leaves you free to kill off all the little guys that will constantly respawn in around the sides. So this is definitely the easiest way to kill these guys off. It's honestly not worth worrying about killing the guard, because it's just taking up your time and also the durability of your weapons. So unless you're really after something that guy potentially drops, just don't worry about him, just kill off everything else that exists in this world. So my little trap has worked. If we have a look over here, it's pretty hard to see because the guy is totally invisible, but he is actually sitting in this second pen here. That's where his battle axe is coming from, and if I kind of come down here and give him a bit of a hit, you'll see that he's actually standing in here, just like that. So this is actually the pretty standard farm that I set up in my Alpha 4 and Alpha 4.5 farming videos. But like I said, you really don't want to kill this guy off. It is much better for you just to leave him alone and run up and down through here, killing off all of the guys that spawn in amongst this stuff, because they take a couple of swings with a good weapon to take down, and then that's it. You get your point and you can move on. Whereas killing this blackguard is pretty time consuming, it's going to take a lot more durability, and it's just really not worth it. And then finally, to end this video off, I wanted to show you the last couple of rewards, personal rewards. So the 4th level reward is with the helmet, the brown blackguard helmet, and then the final reward is this silver axe sigil scroll. So as with the last one, when you get up to the final reward, you actually lose the last 2 things. But personally, I have lots and lots of sunsteel, and I actually have the recipe for the blackguard helmet. So I don't need either of those, so I'm going to push through, collect my 100, and finish this quest off. And that is it for this week's video, and I'll see you next time.